It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the NFC South. It's the Panthers and the Saints, next on Madden Football.
The first open back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Caesars Superdome in downtown New York. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season. And these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
The Saints heading out for the first time, and there's Derek Carr at quarterback in his 11th NFL season now and second in black and gold.
And Carr continues to produce good numbers on paper. He completed over 68% of his passes last season while also throwing 25 touchdowns to just 8 interceptions. But as impressive as those numbers are, the numbers he's seeking, big numbers in the playoffs. And we expect him and his team to be back in the playoff mix when January rolls around.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Carr now to throw. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From midfield, here's Carr. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. And Joseph Charlton on now to punt. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Panthers head out for their initial drive, and at the helm is their second-year quarterback now, the #1 overall pick from 2023, Bryce Young.
And he's certainly coming off a very tough rookie campaign, but he showed flashes of why he was the #1 overall pick. Now starting over in year 2 with a brand-new coaching staff, I expect Bryce Young to show the world his talents in full.
They'll run here, the former Longhorn with it. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a second and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while, because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. A play fake. Now Young. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Young off the play fake. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Young going to give to Brooks. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. And Charles, we get a look there at the draft class for this offense. What do you make of it?
Well, overall, I like the balance of the guys that they selected because, to me, they got a few guys who can step in and play right away, which is exactly what you want. But they also drafted for the future as well. They got some guys who might need a year or two on the practice squad, so then we'll find out if they can actually play.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Brooks fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. And they'll run again. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Saints.
Probably not often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cam Smith.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Following the interception, Young. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Paulson and Debo. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Carr. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. On fourth down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. Shedding the tackle. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. And the Panthers coming out now. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Young. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Up the middle with Brooks here. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
To throw, Young. Flushed out right. And he's taken down inside the 30. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. Now here's Young. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hubbard. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now 2nd and 3. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football.
Oh, Young loses it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
Now Carr. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it second down. Kamara up the middle. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw his Carr. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down. And here's Joseph Charlton now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Young now. Flush to his right. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Here's a handoff to Brooks. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Young to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now. Here's Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the set. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a safe touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
This will be caught downfield by Marshall. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From the shotgun, it's Young.
Short throw there, caught by Thomas.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To the air once more. Young. Short throw to the tight end Thomas.
And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now Young.
That's the rookie 1st-round pick, Xavier Legette.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a 1st down here. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Throwing, Young. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Being chased out left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now the Panthers going to use the 1st of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Young working out of the gun. Dancing to his left. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Bryce Young
taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Panthers will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards.
And it was Bryce Young who finished things off with a touchdown run.
Oh, some strong running.
Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this 1st half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
The Saints going to call the 1st of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
2nd and 5.
Here's Carr.
Again, it's Johnson.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing now is Carr.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
From midfield, here's Carr. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young headed back up. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, it's Young. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 15-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. Here's Young from the shotgun. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Young will set to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 and the 19. Colin Saunders able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Saints are going to get the football back at their own 17. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Carr now to throw. Olave holds it in. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Carr going to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. K'Lavon Chaisson, the former 1st-rounder, in there to get the sack. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Panthers now set to take over offensively. And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry, and now points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless too.
The play fake, now Young. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
Third down, Young from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. A give to Kamara running right. There's a nice move, and he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 more on that one and another first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
Now Carr. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Derek Brown. He's the culprit. Causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. The kick by Pinheiro is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Isaiah Foskey brings him down.
This has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, paired that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Young. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At the 31-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well. And this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. To throw, Young. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before? This worked well that I can go to right now.
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. And his kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And they'll send Williams in motion right.
They'll start on the ground with Brooks.
The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Now here's Young. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. And looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Off the play fake, Young on the move to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
This ball taken in here by Brooks.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
112 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Young to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly.
They run out of the gun with Brooks here.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Young to throw it. He's got a man. That's Marshall. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Young to throw. That's pulled in by Brooks. And he will have a Panther first down. And it is celebration time on that sideline, and they've earned it. And they will take a knee here. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. Down to a knee goes Young, and that should be the final act in this one. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week one. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Panthers, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.